I had to sit and wonder with myself, when did I start feeling ugly? Why did I start feeling ugly? What made me be such a self-deprecating person? For years, every time I looked in the mirror, every time I looked at myself, everything of me disgusted me. Everything of me made me mad, made me isolate, made me feel alone, and I just didn't know where that transition came from. When it came to a point in my life where I just decided I wasn't going to love me, decided that I was going to be my own bully. And then I looked at this picture of me at 5 or 6, and I have the biggest smile. Like, the smile is bigger than the picture itself. And I remember looking at that picture and thinking, why do I not smile like that anymore? Why do I not feel as good as I did at 5 or 6 anymore? And then I realized I didn't start feeling ugly. I didn't start questioning myself, feeling bad about myself until somebody told me that I was ugly. Until somebody told me they didn't like me. Before any of that, before I was even introduced into like the real life world, and what I mean by that, I'm talking about kindergarten, first grade, elementary school, middle school. Before I was introduced to any of that, I was always told I looked good, I was beautiful, I was a princess. And quite like many of you out there, you go to school and kids are ruthless and they pick out your quote unquote flaws or imperfections. And then I started to realize I don't smile the way I used to smile anymore because I had gap teeth, and kids would call out my gap teeth, and people would say my ears were too big, and kids would call me hairy because I produced a lot of hair, and I had hair on my arms and legs and under my arms. And so everything that I didn't think was a problem of me started to become a problem. And that happened for years after years after years, middle school through high school to today. I realized what people opinions of me were affecting how I felt about myself. Somebody thinking that I was imperfect made me feel as if I was imperfect. And then I had to sit down and say, if they had the audacity, if they had the nerve to find something wrong with you and openly announce it because they didn't like it, then that's on them. That's a problem with them. Nothing is wrong with you. And I want to make this clear. Nothing is wrong with you. For years, I hated my smile because it wasn't a straight smile. It wasn't a smile that you saw in magazines, on TV, or whatever. And I always lived a life where I thought I needed to have straight teeth. And so I smiled less. I became insecure. I hated my skin. I hated my face. I hated everything about me because people in my life would tell me that was wrong and would tell me that it was a flaw and would tell me that it was ugly. And then I looked at that picture of me being 5 or 6 and thinking, for 10 years now, I've been calling myself ugly. For 10 years now, I've been calling myself all these self-deprecating names. And I didn't realize with me doing that, I was also calling that 5 to 6 year old me ugly as well. And she is fucking gorgeous. The most beautiful skin, most long, silky hair, the biggest of smiles. Nothing was imperfect on her. There was nothing that was a problem with her. And if I could see the beauty in my 5 to 6 year old self, why is it that I'm at my age now and I feel imperfect? And it's only because I made people let me believe that I was. I love my gap teeth. I love the so-called imperfections people point out on me. Because it's me. I'm me. I was supposed to be this way. God made me this way for a reason. And last time I checked, hurt people. So you so-called putting your opinion out there to make me seem as something I'm not, that's cool. That's whatever. But now I'm looking at you sideways. Now I'm checking you differently, because what in your right mind made you think it's okay to determine somebody's worth, to determine someone's beauty, to determine if they quote unquote look good or not? Baby, one thing I've realized is that one person that finds you ugly, another person will find you beautiful. Currently, right now, as I speak, I have a bald head. Nice and bald. Beautifully bald, nice and round. And so many people look at me in crazy eyes. Some look at me in disgust. Some people look at me in curiosity. But just a few people have come to me and say, you are absolutely gorgeous. Everything about you is gorgeous. I love the bald head. I love the round face. I love the big cheeks. I love everything about you. I think the problem is that we want to be people pleasers so much that if we do not sit in the norms of somebody else's thoughts of how we should be, then we feel bad about ourselves. And that is the most craziest thing I've been doing for all my life, is trying to make myself form to people's standards, to people's beauty standards, to people's way of wanting me, how I want to live. What? Are you crazy? I am trying to make other people happy so I can feel happy in myself. Are you crazy? Don't ever let somebody tell you you ugly. Let me tell you something. I don't care what it is on your body that you're insecure about. It is beautiful. It is you. It is supposed to be like that. I don't care if you have a face full of acne. I don't care if you have gap teeth, missing teeth. I don't care if you have a big nose, big ears, big forehead, no hair at all. Whatever it is that you think that makes you a quote unquote ugly person, you are not ugly. And I had to sit there and look at a picture of myself being 5 and 6 years old to realize that I'm beautiful now. Day after day, I kept saying how ugly and how disgusting and how horrible I felt within my skin. And it took me looking at my past self to realize the only reason I feel this way about myself now is because other people in society told me I should feel this way. And last time I checked, you was a motherfucking lie. If you think you're gonna make me live the rest of my beautiful ass life on this planet, making me believe that I am something that you want me to be, I will not be ugly. I would not be labeled as whatever you want to label me as. If I look in the mirror and I feel absolutely the fuck good about myself, that's all that matters. If I feel good with a bald head, if I feel good with a gap teeth smile, or if I feel good with big lips and big ears, let that be. Because you're beautiful. And I'm coming on here and saying this is because it took me so long. I don't think you understand. It took me so long to figure this out about myself. To genuinely look at myself every single day and say, you look good, and mean it. To genuinely rewire my brain to not believing that I was ugly. And I'm tired of it. We let people get into our lives, into our souls, into our minds, and fuck it up and make it be whatever they want it to be for us, and never realize until later on in life that we never even lived our lives. We never were the people we wanted to be because we were too busy trying to satisfy somebody else. We were too busy trying to make other people happy. If how you look makes you fucking happy, that is amazing. I don't care if you have rainbow hair, a mohawk. I don't care if you live an alternative lifestyle and you have piercings all over, body modifications. However the fuck you look makes you happy, that's how life should be. You should only live a life where you're comfortable with being you. People are going to talk. People are going to think you're ugly. People are going to make you feel bad within yourself, but it is up to you. It is up to you to look at yourself and say no more, and say, this is who the fuck I am, and I accept it, and I love it, and it's me. Because you're living your life. Those people that talk, that are going to talk, they are living their lives, but you are living your life, and you have to be happy with the life you're living. You have to be happy with the life you're living. You wake up with yourself and you go to sleep by yourself every day, and you have to feel good within your skin. And you have to know that no matter what you look like, you are fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. You look great. You look amazing. Stop listening to these people. Stop listening to what they say. They are going to talk. Know within your heart you look great. And you are great. Because that's what matters. It doesn't matter what's on the exterior. It matters of who you are in your heart. It matters of who you are when you wake up and who you go to sleep. I don't care if you look like the next Kardashian or the next Beyonce. You look the fuck great yourself, because that's how you were supposed to look. How can anybody judge somebody for looking how God made them look? That is crazy to me. You were genetically made to have those attributes to you, and you should love every single bit of the assets you have. There's always going to be somebody that looks better, and it's always going to be somebody that looks worse. But as long as you love who the fuck you are, that's all that matters. Know you are beautiful, know you are loved, and know you are worthy of everything when it comes to this life.